Hey guys, welcome back to the Truth Be Told podcast. If this is your first time joining the Truth Be Told podcast, welcome to it. I am so excited that you are here. If we have not met before, my name is Alexis Howell, and I am so excited that I get to have a conversation with you today. If you're joining on for the first time, the Truth Be Told podcast is not your polished, put together, nor perfect podcast, but this is a place and a space for you to feel comfortable to have a good conversation with a friend, talking about the ups and downs of life. And of course, we're going to talk about Jesus, be encouraged by his word, and be just uplifted and urged to amplify, edify his name in every area of our lives. So as you can already tell, this is not a perfect put together, edited version podcast, but this is a place for you to feel loved, to have fun, and to leave encouraged. So we're going to get right into that. We are launching, Lord have mercy, can I get my words together, y'all? We are launching the very first episode of the collection of talks called How to Pursue Jesus More. I talked about in the season 2 trailer and a little bit in our 2021 recap video. Please go and check those out. But I mentioned that over the next few weeks, several months actually, we are going to talk about two things. That is how to pursue Jesus more and a whole bunch of stuff that goes along with that, and the reality of the Christian faith and a lot of things that go with that, while also incorporating some Q&A so that we can just have fun throughout the time that we have together in season 2. So I am super excited. I cannot wait to have conversations with you guys in the future, but we're going to get started with the one that we have today, which is how to pursue Jesus more. And specifically, we're going to talk about worship sessions and dancing with Jesus. It sounds weird. Maybe you're not used to dancing with the Lord, or you don't really know what kind of worship songs you should be listening to if you're a newfound Christian, or if you a seasoned saint and you still don't know what songs to listen to. This podcast is for you, and I'm so excited to share with you just my experiences and the things that I have learned and loved about Jesus, and just want to share it with y'all. So that is what this podcast episode is to do today. I've got my notes with me to keep me on track and to make sure that we hit all the points that the Lord and his kindness has given to me. So from him to me to you, this is what we're going to talk about today. All right. Number one, I want to talk about the power of worship. We're going to be talking throughout this whole conversation today about worship songs that I'm loving, worship songs that have put me in a place or put me in a position that I have seen the Lord do and move and see, and all the different things of God through worship. But worship, there's so much power in it. Worship fixes our focus on the Father. Worship declares God's goodness over circumstances that might not seem good, or just in general, we get to proclaim the holiness, the divinity, the loving kindness, the everything that God is, we get to do. And sometimes, most of the time, it is proclaimed through worship, and how these artists are able to pen the beauty of the Father that we get to proclaim is amazing. So worship fixes our focus on the Father. It declares God's goodness. Worship liberates our spirit, that we are able to just go to the Father and just tell our soul hey, go and worship the God who created you, and have this interaction and this experience that is beautiful and will be an anchor for how we pursue the life that we've been given. And worship gives God glory. This is why it's so important, y'all. And I have had to do this in my own life. The worship music that we listen to, it needs to be theologically sound. And to know that it's theologically sound, you can tell sometimes when it's this song is not leading me closer to Jesus, and that can be removed. Some people have different convictions with certain songs, certain titles, certain words in a song. And so know your boundaries, know your personal convictions. It's okay if you can't listen to that song and that person can listen to it. It's totally fine. But we need to make sure that the worship that we're listening to gives God glory. Just because it's under Christian or under worship does not mean it actually gives God glory. So we have to take that into account and make sure that it's the song that I'm singing, the song that I'm listening to, actually giving God glory. This comes with trial and error. I haven't perfected it, but I can pinpoint what helps me lead closer to the Lord and what helps me question the Lord. I definitely know I never want a question mark. I always want an exclamation point or a period and just who the Lord is. So hopefully that's helpful and not confusing at all. But anyway, so let's go through what worship looks like for me and how I pick the songs that I pick and just really having that conversation on worship. There are several things that I do, but I typically go by my mood. And some people might disagree with that. That's totally fine. But my personal experience is if I'm anxious, if I'm sad, if I'm feeling lonely, if I'm feeling excited, if I'm ready for the day, it depends, like how I feel really motivates what I listen to in worship. So for me, one of my convictions, one of my boundaries that the Lord in his kindness has set for me is that I cannot listen to secular music. So the pop, the rock, the country, the R&B, the jazz, the soul train, the all that. Like I don't listen to those. And there is reason that the Lord has put a boundary around that. So I solely listen to Christian, to worship music, and I go by how I feel as to what Christian song that I play. So some examples, if I need something upbeat to dance to, I will listen to the song I Thank God by Maverick City Music. All the songs that I mention in this podcast, I will list in the description for you to go and check them out, because all the songs I listen to, I love, and I want you to enjoy them as well. So if I need something upbeat, typically I Thank God is the one that I go to. If I need worship music to reflect on the Father's goodness, Gratitude by Brandon Lake or To You by Maverick City Music, something about the name Jesus. Y'all know about that one with Kirk Franklin. Worthy Paradoxology is elevation worship, and those are some of the songs that I go to just reflect on how good and how amazing the Father is. And those are the songs that I go. If I need to be reminded to keep trusting the Lord when times get hard, typically the songs that I go to is We Have Hope by Maverick, Never Lost, which is sung by Maverick but written by Rita Springer, and Wait on You, which is Maverick. If y'all can tell the theme, I really like myself some Maverick City Music. They are just amazing and I love their songs, so check them out. Okay, so those are typically if I'm feeling the move. I need something upbeat. If I'm feeling low and I know I need to dance to something, I Thank God is really good, because a part in there says that get up, get up, get up, get up out of that grave. And it's just this amazing thing where it's like whatever my quote unquote grave is, if I'm anxious or depressed or lacking energy, lacking motivation, typically that's the song to go to, because it speaks directly to my quote unquote grave and calls me to get up, which is so good. And that's what the Lord does for us anyway. It's like wherever we are, he's calling us higher. So get up, get up, get up, get up out of your quote unquote grave. Let's go through some of the ways that I approach worship songs throughout my day to day. There are questions that I ask the Lord in the morning during my prayer time. And one of them is, how can I serve you today? Or how can I, what can I do for you today? And here lately, really for the past 5 months, maybe a little bit less than that. I don't even know how long it's been, but I talked about it on Live with Alexis, Howell, my Facebook ministry. So go and check that out, where it talks about seasons change. Whenever I did that. But that's when it started. And so when I ask the Lord, how can I serve you, or what can I do for you today, or however I word it, it's typically worship me, right? Or dance with me. And that's why I want to talk to you guys on when we pursue the Lord more, it can look different than how we've pursued him before in another season, right? So right now I'm in worship session mode and dancing with the Lord. And it has been absolutely fun to step into something that I was unfamiliar with. And now I have this new foundation to where I'm more established and secure in this new way of approaching the Father and finding freedom from his presence. And that is through worship and dancing with him. So sometimes I will start a song, and in that time, if it's just like one song, I do it and I just dance with the Lord, or just dance in general, sing the lyrics. And it never fails that when I'm just listening to one song, I tell myself, like, see, like, you're just going to listen to one song today, one that's been on my mind in my quiet time with the Lord. And then another song would come up because the melody in that song popped up this song. And then you add that new song to your playlist, to the queue, and then you keep going and another song comes. And I've had to stop myself to cut my worship session short because songs just continue to flow. And every song does something good to my soul. So I know it's beneficial, but I also got to go eat breakfast, right? Like, you got to kind of cut it off sometimes. So whether you are intentionally worshiping to one song or to 5 songs, your intentionality to worship the Father is more important than how many songs you listen to and how long you listen to it. Another thing that I do when I'm in that time of worshiping the Lord, and most of the time my phone is on silent anyway, but I put my phone on silent. And I do that so that I can fully focus on the moment, not distracted by text messages coming through, calls coming through. I have favorites set on my phone for my family, just in case it's like an emergency, right? But typically nothing like that happens. So my phone is on silent. I'm fully focused on the Father. I'm dancing with him. I'm worshiping to the songs that proclaim his goodness. It's a fun time, honestly. And, okay, so not only is my phone on silent, not only am I dancing with the Lord, but I sing the lyrics. Now, it's one thing to listen to worship music. I do that if I'm doing something, just need to listen to some words to have the atmosphere change where I'm in and just let the Spirit flow. It's another level, y'all, to actually sing those lyrics. It's one thing to hear them. It's another level to sing them. And I have found in myself, I can listen to a song if I'm down or feeling under, and I just listen to it and I still feel down and under. And I have pushed myself to sing the lyrics just like a little bit, y'all. I remember when I first did this, I was shocked. I actually started singing the lyrics and I could feel my spirit just awakening. I could feel the change in my body and in the room because I started singing the lyrics I was listening to. And I know it has been a game changer for me. So typically, instead of just listening to songs, if I'm trying to get out of a dark place or if I just want to encounter the Lord a little bit more, I sing the lyrics. And I want you guys to try that. If you are used to just listening to a song and not singing with it, I challenge you the next time you listen to your worship playlist to sing the lyrics and see if you feel a change. You may not feel it right away, but I know for me, it is a game changer. So try it. And you don't have to sound good to sing to God. Like, I will tell you that straight up. I purposefully, and we'll get into this, will sing off key when I'm home alone. All right, now, not when other people are here, but when I'm home alone, I will purposefully sing off key because the Father does not care how I sound and like, oh, she hit that note. He cares about my heart and actually being devoted to the lyrics that I'm singing. So when I sing off key, it is this proclamation. I am letting the Father know that I am free in this. Like, I am not putting myself in a box. I am not making sure that this is at this level. Like, I am freely praising you. I am intentionally singing off key, and I'm doing it to step out of the box that I've put myself in to sound like, to worship like, to do this like this. And so my intentional off-keyness is purposeful because I do it to proclaim to the Father, I ain't having no, like, there's no nothing blocking my praise to you. I am freely praising you. So I hope that makes sense and is not confusing, but I love it. I intentionally do that 100%. So and there's also in this, right? We're worshiping the Lord, we're singing to him, but also dancing with the Lord. I'll get into what that means a little bit more, but you don't have to dance well. The Father just wants you to dance with him. Like I joke about, and I mean this in the utmost respect, like the Lord he can break it down. The Lord can do salsa. The Lord can do it all, slow dancing, all of it. Why? Because the Father just wants to be with you. And so whatever way of dancing you like, he likes too, and he can throw down and he loves it. And it's just having fun with Jesus as we pursue Jesus more. Have fun, right? It is not this, you got to be in the Bible 2 hours every day and just like reading, and you've got to pray on your knees until your knees go numb. Like, no, you can have fun. You can worship the Lord, wash dishes and worship. You can dance and fold laundry. You can, like, there is beauty, there is freedom, there is joy in being a part of the family of Jesus and dancing with him and talking with him and worshiping with him and twirling in circles with him and, doing your thing. Like it's so fun to be in a relationship with Jesus. So have fun, like remove the constraints, sing off key, dance like nobody's business with the Lord, because he wants to dance and he wants to sing and he wants to hear your worship. And that's all that matters, right? Okay, that was kind of like a rabbit trail, but intentional at the same time. When I mentioned that I dance and I sing with the Lord, and this was something that he really called me into. I never thought about this on my own, but I remember just him wanting to dance with me. And I'm not a good dancer, not top notch whatsoever. So I did not think this on my own, but I have found such special connection with the Lord, especially when I am doing a slow dance with him, not really bumping to I thank God, and like pumping the fist and all of that, but really I find him to be more intimate whenever I'm slow dancing, as you would if you're a daughter with your father, or as you would if you're a wife with your husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It's like, it's this intentional, sweet moment. And I get to do that with the Lord because he's called me into that. I didn't call myself to that, which just goes back to the scripture of he first loved us. Right? We did not choose God first. He first chose us. And it's the same application when it comes to dancing and worshiping him. So when I have people at the house, when my parents are home, I don't feel all that comfortable. I'll break out that shell eventually, but I don't feel all that comfortable blasting my music, dancing like nobody's business, singing all key when they're here. So I'll just go to my room and I'll close the door, blare that music, and have at it. Now I don't typically sing off key out loud, but I will kind of quietly so that they don't hear me. But when nobody's home, when ain't nobody home, I will blast the music and I will dance like nobody's watching with the Lord. I will sing off key intentionally to show the Lord I'm removing all restraints and I am just freely pursuing your presence. And I have found that to be so fun. There's twists, there's turns, there's freedom. But one of the biggest things that the Lord is calling me to do now is not just dance, but to dance with him. I have found myself here lately playing worship music and just dancing in general to whatever I feel, however I'm feeling, like any of the dance moves. But the Lord is like, no, you're doing good, girl. You're doing good dancing. But now dance with me. And it goes back to what I mentioned of the intentional slow movements or just dancing with the Lord, even some salsa, some, I don't know, other dance terminologies, but those and all of that with Jesus. And so that's something that I've got to step into as I continue in this worship session and dancing with the Lord, not just dancing to worship music, but dancing with the one whom the worship music is proclaiming and is declaring, and that's Jesus. So I can dance to a beat of a song, no problem, but he is asking me to dance with him to the songs that declare his goodness. To not make this too long, and I hope you guys have had fun listening to me explain worshiping the Lord and dancing with him, and feel challenged to go and do it yourself. But now I want to share with you guys not one, not two, not even 10, but 20 fun Christian songs. Well, not all of them are fun, but 10 Christian/worship songs that I have been loving lately. And this has been maybe in the past 6 months that I've really invested myself into, but I'm just going to read them off. I'm going to read, I think I'm just going to read the title, and I'll include the artist in the description for you guys to go and check out. Go and check out their Instagram. Go and check out their playlist. Go and check them out. All right. So songs I've been loving lately is Thank You, Jesus, for the Blood, Silver and Gold, Gratitude, Send Me, I Thank God, We Say Yes, Awake My Soul, To You, Joy of the Lord, number 10, Know You Will. Number 11, Ring and Roll. Love that song. Back to Life, Not in a Hurry. That is such a good song, y'all. Rumors would be number 14. I'm Gonna Worship, Let the Light In, If You Know, You Know, We Have Hope, Never Lost, and number 20, Turn It Around. All great things. I don't have all the artists listed here, so I didn't want to mess them up, but I love these songs. Again, some of them are the upbeat that I can dance to. Some of them are ones that I can reflect on the Father's goodness to. Some helps me and reminds me to keep trusting in the Lord when times get hard. And it is just an amazing thing to see how the Lord can use worship. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode today. And if you have any suggestions on how or any ways that you pursue the Lord through worship, or any songs that you have been loving in worship, be sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, include that in the comments. If you're listening to me on podcast, head over to my Instagram and tag me in your worship playlist and your worship songs, and DM me. Do all the things that you want to do, because I am actually interested to see what you guys listen to see if I need to add them to my playlist and dance with the Lord later, listening to them. But this has been good. Just a quick overview. Know that there is a lot of power in worship. Know that the Father is asking you to dance with him, to have fun with him, to do life with him. And that may come in belting out worship music to the top of your lungs, off key. It may look like twirling around in circles as he's holding your hand like a good father would. There's so many things that you can do, but my biggest challenge would be, as you're listening to worship music, don't just listen to it. Sing the lyrics, because the Father wants to hear your voice. Don't matter how it sounds, as long as it's genuine. And I believe that you will find freedom. So I have had such a great time chatting with you guys about worship sessions and dancing with Jesus. If you guys have any questions and want to know more on how I pursue this, or just have any questions in general, let me know, because a Q&A is coming up soon. So we may be able to include that in those as well. But yes, that's pretty much it. I don't want to take your time up too much. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining the Truth Be Told podcast. And yeah, I love you. Bye, y'all.